Good evening, everybody. Today I will discuss about thyroid swelling. Thyroid is a gland that secretes thyroid hormones and helps in metabolism and different activities in body. So when this gland enlarges, this gland generally placed in the lower part of neck. जनरली हम लोगों को ये गले का लोअर जो पार्ट है इस जगह में मिलता है, बटरफ्लाई जैसे. दिस इज बटरफ्लाई शेपेड ग्लैंड. तो ये जो ग्लैंड है ये जब बढ़ जाता है तब इसका क्या हमारा मैनेजमेंट रहेगा. सबसे पहले बात है, हम लोग कोई भी चीज़ को हिस्ट्री, एग्जामिनेशन, इन्वेस्टिगेशन, ट्रीटमेंट, ऐसे हम लोग मेडिसिन में जो 4 पिलर्स है इसमें डिवीजन करके हम लोग बात करेंगे. तो आपके लिए दैट विल बी ईजियर फॉर योर बेनिफिट एंड फॉर योर perception. So what will you do if there is a gland that is moving with deglutition, जो खाने में ऊपर नीचे जाते हैं, ऐसे ग्लैंड को अगर आपको गले में ऐसे लोअर पार्ट, मिडिल पार्ट में आ गया, एंड कुछ कुछ वैरायटी में लेटरल में भी रहता है, सम पार्ट of lateral aberrant thyroid that is also present in laterally in case of papillary carcinoma. So in this case what you have to do, first history taking is important. किधर है gland, where is the gland, for how many days this is increasing, and second is examination. Different Lyle's method, trials method, depending on the obesity present or not, we can palpate the gland and how much it is increased or increased in size, that we can get a general idea. Then we will go for investigation. So 3, and along with what is important, along with local examination, what is important, generalized body examination. Because in case of follicular carcinoma, some bone, there is some metastasis, in bone metastasis. In papillary carcinoma, there are lung metastasis. So this type of metastasis, we always go for generalized examination. Is there any bone swelling? Is there any respiratory problem or not? You have to go for respiratory system examination. So always go for that. I'm not going into detail. Then history examination and investigation is 3 important things. First is free T3, free T4 and free TSH and TSH. These 3 investigation is important. Then go for ultrasound for ruling out any SOL, space occupying lesion is present or not, whether it is. Then go for ruling a complex, simple cyst. So variety of the, and any peri SOL enhancement is there or not, and also hypoechogenicity of the swelling. If it is hypoechoic, then more chance of malignancy is there. So this type of thing, and calcification, microcalcification, if it is present, more chance of malignancy. Mostly in papillary carcinoma we get micro metastasis and microcalcification. Okay, so this type of ultrasound gives us lot of, and also the node status, how many nodes and in which level, also what is the architectural pattern of the node, that is important. So after thyroid profile, then ultrasound guided FNAC gives the main idea of the management. It shows the pathway, in which pathway we should go, which surgery, either whether surgery is needed or not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bethesda classification is there. 1 and 3 inadequate sample or indeterminate, so always repeat the test. 2 is benign, so depending on the size, if it is causing any cosmetic problem, if it is causing any respiratory distress or dysphagia by compression symptom, then always with the permission, with the consent of patient, always go for surgery. Otherwise follow up every 3 months. And then if it is 4, then follicular neoplasm or ascus variety, always go for surgery, and always consider the ultrasound report in case of 4. Then go for surgery. That may be either one lobe and isthmus, that is called hemithyroidectomy. That may be total also. Sometimes it is needed total thyroidectomy. Sometimes 8 gram of thumb size gland is, we leave it on the opposite side. So that is called near total thyroidectomy, and also hemithyroidectomy I have told. This type of surgery we can do for Bethesda 4. Mostly hemithyroid is needed, but always go for the USG. That will guide you which surgery is sufficient for this Bethesda 4. Because papillary carcinoma, because sometimes follicular जो Bethesda 4 is there ना, follicular neoplasm. Why it is called follicular neoplasm? Because it can't differentiate between the follicular carcinoma and follicular adenoma. As in follicular carcinoma, vascular invasion, capsular invasion is there, that can't be diagnosed by the FNAC only. So that always we a chunk of tissue is needed. Either histopathological examination, some block tissue or some core biopsy specimen is needed. So always that is not, we generally don't do routinely. This is the 4, go for ultrasound and then make the idea which part of the gland should remove. Then this is the 5 and 4. This is the 5 is suspicious of malignancy. This is the 6 is malignancy. So always go for surgery. And now FNAC can tell papillary carcinoma but can't follicular carcinoma. I am telling you because follicular carcinoma, again I am telling you, they can't differentiate between capsular and vascular invasion. Can't be determined by the FNAC. Then another variety is medullary carcinoma, that is coming from C cell. So all this papillary follicular carcinoma is from the follicular cell origin of the thyroid gland. But by the side of there is a C cell. That cell produces this medullary carcinoma. It is one type of lymphoma, you can tell also. So if it comes, then also genetic screening has a role. Okay, red proto-oncogene has a role. So this type of thing, family member should always be screened. And in case of anaplastic, FNAC tells us round cell variety. So always suspicious there is a dedifferentiation from the most probably differentiated variety like papillary and follicular carcinoma. So this type of picture is present. So prognosis is bad for anaplastic carcinoma, only 5, 6, there is no 5-year survival because 6 months patient can survive. What is written? So prognosis is very bad. So now what is important after history examination investigation, always plan for whether the surgery is needed. If surgery is needed, go for it. And urgency is there, so explain the patient. And also associated complication like recurrent laryngeal nerve palsy, voice change. Also if bilateral recurrent laryngeal palsy is occurring, then even respiratory distress can happen. Always these type of things. And hypocalcemia. If after surgery, sometimes ischemia, due to ischemia, the branch to the parathyroid gland, that is coming from the inferior thyroid artery, that is ischemic. So both the superior and inferior thyroid parathyroid gland may be damaged. So if it occurs, hypocalcemia can be present throughout life, or sometimes it revives. So for a few months we can give calcium depending on the repeated calcium level post-op period. And another lifelong medicine that is needed, that is thyroid supplementation. So that is needed because if you do total thyroidectomy, there is no thyroid follicle to give thyroid hormone in blood, so you have to supplement that. So this type of after surgery, you have to, and proper management is important, proper follow-up is important. Otherwise, due to some who knows, due to some hypocalcemic attack, patient may be admitted into emergency. So you have to properly tight control of the calcium level. And always we tell in American Thyroid Association guideline, if it is high-grade malignancy differentiated like parathyroid, like papillary carcinoma, follicular carcinoma, 0.1 to 0.5. This is your TSH level, and high-grade less than 0.1 and low-grade 0.1 to 0.5. This is important. And also there are some variety, we can detect also thyroglobulin level. That is also important. That is important for monitoring post-thyroid surgery, post-papillary carcinoma, post-follicular carcinoma. Monitoring is important because आप अगर monitoring नहीं करेंगे तब उसका दोबारा cancer आ जाएगा, you can't know. So who will tell? Thyroglobulin level will tell. Okay, thyroglobulin level is also two types of value. One is suppressed, one is unsuppressed. So don't go into details. That is important for the surgeon. They will decide. So what is the main thing? History examination, investigation, treatment, surgery. But after surgery, some patients advanced variety, advanced staging cases. We generally follow American Joint Committee on Cancer 2017 8th edition, and also American Thyroid Association, and also National Cancer Comprehensive Network guideline. And some patients of higher staging, advanced staging, they need radioiodine ablation, especially pathological T3 staging with node they are coming, some special variety, insular variety, cribriform variety, this type of variety, tall cell variety, this type of variety can need radioiodine ablation. So all this thing is important. You just you don't take any tension, because tension, we should tell you that this is not like other parts malignancy, like oral cavity malignancy, the prognosis of thyroid carcinoma, except anaplastic carcinoma, is very good compared to other squamous cell carcinoma in head and neck region. So don't be panicking. We are here to help you. But what is our request? Please come in the initial stage of the thyroid swelling. Don't leave it for it to increase in size. Then the prognosis will be bad. So initial stage, please come. Everything will be manageable, and we have a lot of expertise in this thyroid carcinoma and thyroid swelling management. So without any hesitation, please feel free to contact us. So take care. Thank you.